Hey there, guys. Welcome to a Sunday night stream. Not watch soup this evening. Our friends Sanjay and Clayton couldn't make it here tonight. Uh, Clayton, I believe, was running a marathon, and Sanjay was not feeling well. He didn't stream last night, right? So um, so it's just me, and I was actually thinking of doing a condensed watch soup. I just noticed I may have some broccoli raw in my teeth, but sorry about that. Um, but it's just too much work. Look, I lost power the other day, and that's why I didn't stream on Friday night. We lost power on Thursday around 6 p.m. and didn't get it back until yesterday. So like a full 48, almost 48 hours. About 46 hours without electricity, and it's a bummer, man. Like I could do one day, right? One day I could do, but 2 days that was rough. 2 nights, and it got warm the last couple of nights here. We had some great weather, and then like it just got into the 80s and 90s, and it made it a brutal experience. And then that second day, like the water pump, it's electric, or it feeds off the electricity, and so we couldn't flush toilets or get running water, right? So the second day was the worst day. Second day was the worst day. But anyway, I'm here. Got enough power to see my Rutgers Scarlet Knights beat Temple last night, and then enough, have power today to see my Washington Commanders win. Welcome to the football season, first weekend. I know a lot of you guys are excited. I know we're gonna talk watches. Take it easy. Don't worry. We're gonna talk watches too. Hey, I got my Black Bay 58 on a not this stock factory issued Tudor. They don't make their own straps anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. A strap. I got it. This is a color rep or something like that. I think it's no, it's not color rep. I don't know. It's one of these. I got it from what's that place? That's based out of Washington. Whole Beans. Whole Beans. Is it Whole Beans? Whole Beans? Anyway, they sell a bunch of straps, and this one I got. You know when I got this strap? I got this strap when I had that Steinhardt regulator, and I bought this strap for it, and so I think it looks really awesome. It really looks great on the strap, man. Like it's better than the factory strap, or the OEM strap that it came with. I mean, the OEM strap is better quality, but this one's not too far off, and it just looks great. It's nice. It's a thick strap. So I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited. It feels like has breathed some more life into it. And we're gonna talk about something that I've been going through, and direction where my collection I think is gonna be going. That's changed now, right? It always changes anyway, but I'm gonna go back to my roots, and I'll get into that. But let's say hello to everybody. Hey, Detroit Spartan is here. Detroit, I think you're a Lions fan. If you are, congratulations on that win Thursday. I'm not your team. I mean, like I know you don't play for the team, but congratulations. Be Kansas City, right? Hey, Chaz is here. How you doing, Chaz? Um, how did Old Milton do for you? I really don't know. Has Milton? I guess. Oh, Rocky Top. Is that like the dog from the Volunteers? Is that, or is that? I don't know. Anyway, um, Bill K is here. How you doing? What's going on? Nilo, what is up? Good to see you. Um, Kevin S. I'm just here because the Giants suck tonight. Are they, not going too good right now? Um, let's see here. Bruno is here. How you doing, Bruno? Good to have you. Hey, Wayben is here. Mr. Wilson, how are you? What's this about power? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I think I explained. You probably got it by now. Um, rough day for MSU, but they'll get through it. Okay. Um, Bruno's wearing his Laco Fleer. I think that's a new watch for Bruno. Looks good. And Wayben's wearing his Peacock again. Very nice. Kevin is wearing his SJE 093. Um, Pepsi today for Mr. Spartan. No soup for you next. I should have just done the condensed version. I should have done a couple of videos. I just didn't have the time. It's been crazy, especially with uh, a lot of things that I had planned on doing this weekend kind of got set back because of the whole power situation. So like today I had to do a lot. It was a lot of catch up. Hey, Javi Bobby's here. Deej is here. What is up? Mr. Caliber is here. Yeah, wearing the Bobby Legs t-shirt. I gotta get more of these. Is Bobby Legs wearing his own jersey? That's right. Team Legs. Um, yeah. Bobby's gonna start referring to himself in the third person. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Beating Temple is like beating Richmond, right? Didn't Michigan? So somebody who beat Richmond? Was it Michigan State? Um, thanks, Caliber. I appreciate it. Mr. Time Hill is here. Hobins, that's it. That's it. Hobins. JB wearing the Aquaterra. Hey now to you. Whole beans better than ground beans, but nobody's better than beans and bezels, right? Where's our boy Dib? I missed that guy. Is he on vacation? Is he on vacation there? Hey, Justin is strapped in. How you doing? Yeah, going back to we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Maybe Nilo, maybe. Roots was a great 8-part miniseries back in the day. It was great, but really hard, man. Hard to watch. Oof. Um, yeah, but great, legendary. Um, I want to see Bobby Legs wearing a gi. No, it's not a faux pas. No, it's totally not a faux pas. This is at the Falcons game. Seriously? Was he at the Falcons game? Probably not, right? I wonder where. So what Wilson's referring to is that I started taking karate. My kids take karate. They've been taking it. My old neighbor, former neighbor, we're still pretty tight. Owns several karate studios in eastern Pennsylvania, and now he owns one in Jersey. And so it was close for us to finally, join in. And then I was like, I want another form of exercise, man. Like, I got, the Peloton is great, but that doesn't last too long. Treadmill, my treadmill is not working. Um, so I needed something that's going to keep me engaged, and that kind of stuff keeps me engaged. That kind of like being in a group, doing that kind of like. I mean, I could lift like if I can lift on my own, right? Lift weights, provided that I can, because um, for a long time there, the kids really killed my sleep, and for me, if I don't have enough sleep, I just don't have the energy. But now that seems to be changing. So now I'm able to get back into that. But I mean, if I could just do that and karate at the same time, man, and these kids really wear you out, man. I gotta be in shape. I'm 50. I got a lot more. I got a few more years than I wanted to, in regards to providing income for them. Like no dreams of retiring early for me. Um, so yeah, yeah. Dib enjoyed some real football this Sunday. Somehow Dib convinced all you guys he's broke while he's always buying new watches and planning vacations. Hey James, good to see you. Bobby, the proper nomenclature is Doja. Yeah, but I mean, like, my uh, Mr. Bittner, my instructor, doesn't. Well, we've been in temporary spaces until the final space, a permanent space is. They had to go through some approvals from the town, and the town was taking their sweet time. So hopefully we'll be in that permanent studio next month, and then I'll see if he calls it the dojo. Um, yeah. Bobby is studying the foot fist way. Okay. Don't need electricity to break some bricks and work on nunchucks. Am I right, Bobby Legs? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. I can't wait to start working on nunchucks. Hey, Mezzine, how you doing? What's going on? Um, man, we're really entering the dragon here. Kids and horses are expensive. Rise and grind, brother. Yep, absolutely. Bow to your sensei. Very much so. Hey, Mr. Bittner is no Miyagi, and Miyagi calls it a dojo. All right, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna ask him. I have class tomorrow, and I'll ask him. I'm like, is it in this form of martial art, uh, kendo? Do we call it a dojo? Um, Yeah, because right now we're working out at like a gym, like this gym that's in town has allowed us to have some space. He's renting space, so it's Sensei Bobby Legs. Leave off the Mr. Crap. Yeah, I mean he's Seth. He's my buddy Seth, but like in class I call him Mr. Bittner. Bobby's there. A cobra on your gi or a bonsai tree? No, no, it's a it's a shark. Yeah, that's the symbol. It's a shark. It's like a shark like this, like hiya. Yeah, yeah. Um, Justin is saying once you get to a certain level, the world is your dojo for sure. Hey, let's talk about watches. All right, come on, come on. Let's talk about watches. Uh, Steve, I knew a guy who was an expert in nunchucks. He also knew G Cornelly. Was that Elvis? Was that Elvis? Land shark. Yeah, I guess you know. Anyway, so look. All right, hear me out. Hear me out. I have this beautiful Seiko SPV 381 green dial. I just put on Seiko shop. I got this. So I'm gonna sell this thing, right? And I really do like this watch. And the reason why I'm gonna sell this thing, and it's a really great watch. It's a really great shape. I'm gonna put it up on Instagram probably either tonight or uh, or tomorrow. It's in pretty good shape, in very good shape actually. I don't know why I said pretty good. It's in very good shape. Just got to clean it off a little bit. And yeah, I mean, like I was thinking while I was driving, I was doing quite a bit of driving. Um, Here we go, fellas. Um, yeah, I wanna get back to my collecting roots, and what is that, right? And so um, that's going back to when it was a lot of fun for me. I mean, it still is fun, but I feel like I'm just way too stressed out about what direction, and you guys have heard me a lot lately saying I want to speed master. I'm going for I want to speed master at some point, and I still do. I still do want. I really really like that watch, but I think I'm going to try to go back to the German watch collecting roots. That really kind of took hold of me in the beginning of my collection this time around, um, about a few years ago, right? And that means adding Zin to the collection, um, and then looking at like Glasuta Original. I really like that panel reverse um, uh, watch, and for a very long time, I've been eyeing that watch. It began with the panel lunar, the the moon phase model, but I think I settled in with the panel reserve. I like the thing. It was two those panos with the additional complications are a little bit thicker. The reserve is a manual and it's thinner, and I like that. And I think it looks beautiful. I love that big date on that watch. So Zin, so Pano reserve for a GO. Um, maybe I mean I would love to get a Benzinger back in the collection. Um, his stuff is kind of like a little bit getting unattainable for me, budget wise. But maybe I had that Jaeger and Benzinger that I sold, and our buddies Peter and Steve have one of those in their collections, and I really like that watch. I really missed that watch. I think it was a beautiful dress piece, and so maybe perhaps eyeing something like that again. Um, and yeah, and just like build a nice little sub German collection. Not little. I want it to be a big part of the collection. Let me catch up with the chat here, and before I say any more, um, here we go, fellas. Yeah. Wilson, just ate too much ice cream. We're going back to our German roots. Yes, Justin. Yes, Justin. Hey, Dib, there he is. Yes, what's going on? Who's in good shape? Bobby Legs is getting back to his roots. Gotham incoming. No, no, terrible, man. Deech, yeah, German. Achtung, baby. Achtung, Bobby. Um, Kadoki. Oh, I mean, again, Justin, that might be a little bit now past the budget parameters for me, but yeah, I mean that Kadoki's great. Will love to get a Kadoki. Um, Suta. Um, Gotham was way before Zen True Roots. Mm, mm. I give that a pronunciation of 6.8, like Glasuta. Well, we'll wait for Wayben to chime in here. I'll reach out to him. Hooties and Zen sounds like a strip joint. That serves a decent buffet. That is brilliant, Justin. Man, you got some gems, man. You got some gems. Yeah, could be better. He did better the second time. Three syllables. Glasuta, glasuta. Any good German movement watches under 1K? Uh, not that I know. I mean, German watches under 1K. There are movements. I don't know. I mean, a lot of the brands that I'm talking about, well, Zin especially, but I won't. Glasuda, they do everything. They have an in-house movement. I'm pretty sure of it. Um, I mean, Zin use Solida. They use Solida movements, and I think a brand like Damasco uses a combination of Solida. They used to use ETA, and then they have their own in-house movement. And I'm not sure how much of that is in-house, but they do build it inside. Maybe they tweak it. I think it's probably a clone of something at some sort, you know, at some level. I could be wrong. Hey Keith, good to see you. Good to see you. And hey, is he going to be all in on German watches? He really needs to get it right. You're right. You're right, buddy. Um, hey Penny, some great watches at the U.S. Open. Champion Coco was wearing a great OP. I did see that. I did see that when she was calling. I think she was trying to FaceTime her brother, and she had. I was like, oh, that's an OP right there, isn't it? Um, Possibly Nomos if you get it. So Caliber, the Nomos thing is like, you know, it's not really at the top of my list with the German watches. I do like that Club Campus, but I really thought about that, and I'm like, oh, I just don't know. I'm not really feeling it anymore. Um, I think I went down like a Zen rabbit hole this weekend. I am getting that new 356, the limited edition that they just put out, the anniversary piece. And so I started looking down, going down a Zen chronograph rabbit hole, and also the divers like the U50 and the T50, and I think I think when the time comes, I don't know when that's going to be, but if I'm gonna go Zen Diver again, which I'm gonna, um, I think I'm gonna go T50 just because titanium and it just looks cool. I like the U50 a lot, but I feel like having the U50 and the T50 in the collection is a little bit of overkill. I kind of want to avoid that kind of thing where I have like two dive watches that are similar in style at some point. I mean, I know they have different hands and it's different materials, but to me, they still I lump them up together in my mind. I don't know if I'll go for both of those, but I think I'm leaning towards the T50 on that. Definitely going to be picking up one of those Endivers, but I think I'm going to focus mostly on their chronos. Like I really do like it. A friend of mine has a piece. Oh boy, what's up, Dave?
Hey,
Polish watch
Bobby,
coming
how's it going?
in. Well, thank you for popping in. It's good. It's a Sunday night. Usually it's a watch soup, but tonight I'm going solo. I'm sure. Did Chaz egg you on? Did he egg you on to come on tonight? Because I know
No,
sometimes.
I went to a game in the afternoon, had some good food, and then I just slept. So
Yeah,
I just woke
yeah,
up a few minutes ago.
yeah. Hey, so Decla under 1K, they make the dials case in hands. Salida movement, I think. Yeah, Decla's nice. Yeah, but I'm mostly, and I don't know how much you've heard, Dib, but I'm heading back to. I think I'm going back to my German roots, collecting roots for
Hmm.
sure. I got this Seiko, even though it's a great piece. I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to start putting funds into adding more German in the collection. I need to, you know what it is, Dib? Like I need to stay in a lane. I figured out myself. I can't get distracted by, you know, Speedy, even though I do want to add a Speedy one day, or Rolex, or whatever. I mean, I still love all those pieces, but I felt like I was more focused when I was, focusing on,
Hmm.
German timepieces.
I think
And
I think that's a good way to go about it. Like German watches, very solid, reliable. You get a lot of bang for your buck. There's different brands. I mean, I think the cheapest brand that comes to mind is Laco.
yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
Tekla is in the middle.
Hmm.
And I think below $1,000, the sweet spot is probably Stova.
Yep.
Stova is a good brand.
Yep.
Damasco Zen obviously is there. Uh, I feel like we, in our little circle of friends, we don't really give Nomos the love and time that the brand deserves.
Hmm.
Great brand. I think where Nomos shines are not the $1,000 to $2,000 watches that you get. Those, for me personally, would be a bit too simple.
Mm.
Maybe move up like to the $2,000 to $3,000
Yeah.
price point, or maybe $4,000. And at that price point with Nomos, you get a big bang for your buck. Like
Yeah.
where you get complications, you get different case sizes, different case movements.
Yeah.
Um,
To me,
and
to me, it's like a stylistic thing. And I hear you, and I think I give Nomos the love it deserves, right? I mean, I think it's a good brand, and a lot of people do enjoy them. But to me, it's just like the simple. Some of it is just too simple, right?
hmm,
And and I'm not talking about like the movement aspect of it, like the complication. I'm just talking about the overall design, the dial layout, the hands. It's
mhm,
very Bauhaus. We get it. I understand. It's just that's just not me. That's why something like the Club Campus. It's so different than most of what they have in their catalog, and that's why I'm more attracted to that watch, and that watch fits in your 1 to 2 range. Especially when you're talking about the simple manual movement that they have. Uh, the automatic, it's a little bit pricier, but yeah, no, I mean, Nomos is definitely gets my respect. I just when I'm thinking of like, and let me add this to it. Like I'm actually thinking like mid tier. Like, look, I love a long as on. I wish one day I can make that happen, but that's not a realistic um, thing for me, right? So like,
hmm.
my lane is German. It's going to be mid tier, with the hope that I can snag something that's a little higher luxury at a discount on the secondary market, like that panel reserve, right? Like you can get
I
panel
think
reserves. Yeah.
The Pano Reserve, the Panomatic Lunar, especially pre-owned. Again, dress pieces are not the hot pieces right now in the market,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't get the love they deserve. I think they're probably one of the best. Again, ignoring the thickness, it is a little chunky, but for like $6,000, $6,800, what can you get that gives you a big date,
Mm-hmm.
a moon indicator, or a power reserve indicator with a very classic German style. So
Yeah.
definitely, I think that should be one watch that is always in the mix in the conversation.
Yeah.
And the a good place to find a deal for that watch is probably Watchfinder. We don't like when we talk about like where to get deals,
Yeah.
whatnot. We never look at Watchfinder, and Watchfinder sometimes has really great prices on Panerais and Glasutas. My friend bought uh, what was it? A Panomatic Lunar from Watchfinder when one of their sales were going on. What was going on for $5,800? Plus,
Mm.
I think he had to pay state tax, but you have to pay that. So
Yeah.
ignoring that, you get a 24-month warranty, I think. So yeah, I mean, look at that. Like, they're all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, like, this one here, it's the moon phase for 59.99, $5,999. This one really caught my eye too, for 6,200. So yeah, I mean, so you're seeing these come down in price, and but maybe you can negotiate, you know, and get a little
Honestly,
further down, you know.
those have been that price forever. Like
Yeah.
through all the shakeups that happened in the last 2 years, price hikes, the market going crazy, these never really caught on. So the price, I saw them for 5,800 to 6,800 depending on condition or age of the model,
Yeah.
when 2019, 2020, and now it's the same price. So I think as a one and done recipes, because for some reason I always see how you collect, how you buy watches. The reason why Nomos watches doesn't fit into your collection is because they're a bit on the dressy side, they're a bit
Yeah.
on the austere side.
Yep.
I think you need a little more zazz on the dial,
Yep. Yep.
or it has to have some the proprietary tech like a Zen or a
Yep.
Damasco,
Yep.
more rugged than it is. So
Yep. Yep.
I think if
Yep.
you just want one watch which is not a Benzinger or a is Dornbluth German or is the
Dornbluth
Austrian?
is German. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So Dornbluth is another option
Yep.
that I think their 99.1M after
I
all the customizations you make is around 7 to 8K.
Yeah, yep. I like the two. I like the 99.2 with the power reserve on it. That's a little bit more on the medium side, but yeah, yeah. Uh, those are You're gonna wait over a year to get one of those, unfortunately, but that's okay. If Meg talks, I appreciate the insight. Currently working on a round the world collection, 5 watches, all fully made in different countries under one cage. German has been hard. That's a nice little theme, though. If I mean, collection theme. I feel like, I like to see collections that have themes in them. Although I you know don't do well with that. Dib, the hero we need. Please help Bobby. Please help Bobby. Um, is it all German now or just Glashütte? Well, look, I mean, like, it, for if you're asking me, like, yeah, I mean, I think I could realistically only have one of these pieces, one Glashütte in my in my collection, right? I mean, like, this is I need to, like, my lane has to be like middle luxury here, mid tier luxury, and I guess I should define that. I consider brands like, in the German watch world, like, I consider brands like Zen mid-tier luxury, even though they're more of a sporty watch. I consider them part of that. I consider Glashütte a higher tier, right? And I don't know if that's fair or not, Dave. I don't know if you agree.
I think again, tiers are very subjective based
Right.
on how you define those tiers. But for you, what I would suggest is if you're buying a Zen, if it's not brand new, try finding some Zen which has some historic connection to the
Hmm.
brand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very cool.
Maybe an ECM that you might get in Japan, like because
Hmm.
Zen, for some reason, resonates very well with the Japanese crowd, and they have done a bunch of limited editions for Japan. You can get the Bundeswehr.
Mm.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that was a great Zen.
Yep. Yep.
I think it came out in 2020 or maybe it was 21.
Yep.
Two register chrono.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I mean, that's the reason. That's the reason why I'm picking up that 356. It's limited to 500. Now it may not. I still think it's available. It's not like that 103 like that our buddy Chaz has. That kind of like that sold out pretty quickly in a couple of days for them, which is pretty quickly for them. But I think I like that aspect. If with some exceptions, you like I'm gonna get it. I want either 250 or U50 back. Those are not limited, although they do make limited ones. I don't need a limited one of those, but some of these chronos, and I've been looking on eBay and seeing some of those Japanese sellers. Something limited that has some historical context is very much appealing to me. So I'm in agreement with you, Deb. That's kind of like the direction I'm looking at as well. Um, did Div shave before watching the Falcons today? By the way, um, I think I want a Hanhart 417 flyback. Yeah, great watch, Pacific Turtle. I was looking at those all weekend as well. Domesco DC 67. Hey, Amin's here. I like this direction. Yeah, I'm gonna yeah. Somebody quietly asking for a Young Hands. Oof. I don't know. Ah, ah, Penny,
The,
stay focused.
the entire brand does nothing for me.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything much for me either. I mean, look, there was some cool watches. I mean, James Duffy on the chat, he sent me one of his. It was a chrono, and that was actually pretty cool. I actually did like that one. But otherwise, it's that's very simple Bauhaus look that really kind of like it doesn't really. I want it to do something for me, but it doesn't. Stay focused on your Rolex GMT. If you get, hey, look, if I get the call on the Rolex GMT, I'm gonna do the best I can to get it. I mean, of course, Penny. Yeah, it's a great watch. Legs is getting me pumped up right now. Hobby Bobby. Oh boy, Hobby
Hobby
Bobby.
Bobby needs to get a gold lambda. I expect nothing less from him.
uh,
Given his collecting philosophy, I
yeah,
think gold
yeah,
lambda
yeah,
or bust.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Uh,
gauntlet has been thrown.
Justin saying, I love the focused Bobby had a prolonged was that
Dalliance.
Dalliance with the crown, and I just couldn't read that up. Or I'm sorry, with the crown and many Seikos, but it's displaying refined taste. But it's displaying refined taste. Okay. Chaz say try to get a Zin EZM model someday. Those are really cool. I really like those two. I think if I'm gonna consider being a serious Zin collector, I had to pick up one of those as well for sure. Um, Wayben, he says I really wanted to light the Panomatic Lunar, but it wears like a hockey puck. True that.
Yeah, no, I mean it kind of does because you have a
Yeah,
skinny wrist.
yeah.
You don't
Well,
have the wrist presence to carry that watch.
well,
So
even
neither
look,
do I.
even when my wrist size, and I don't have a huge wrist at 6 3/4. My buddy Ryan has one, and I put it on, and I'm like, wow, it's a little bit because I see it as a dressy piece, and it's a little bit thicker. It's pretty thick for a dressy piece in my mind. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine watch. That's why I like the Reserve a little bit better. Easy 9, yeah, Easy M9. I know, Deesh, you love that one. Um, Bobby needs a watch to match the key. I think an EZM, something from the EZM line would look great. Like an EZM 3 with a rubber strap and my gi. I think I'd be ready to kick some butt. Um, okay, get an EZM 13 so you can review it for me. Bobby should collect World War II Axis power watches. Eesh. Mezzine always fancied a three. Javi Bobby saying, I mean, from the town of Glashütte, Brazil. So I think me and you were talking about that, Javi Bobby. I were texting, and ideally I like that idea, but there's a lot of them that I just don't simply like Mule Glashütte. I mean, there's not really a watch there that I like. Union Glashütte is okay.
To
Uh,
me, those two brands exist for the sake of existing. I don't see any reason why I would
yeah.
even look at those two.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just I like the idea of collecting all or as many brands as I could from the glass suit, but there's a lot of them that I just don't find attractive. So it was just kind of like a fleeting thought. Those old Bell and Ross that were made by Zen were very, very cool. Kind of German watches. They are very cool. Stick to the
They
French or
are also very pricey. So
they are right.
I walked into my local Mayor's store. So Analog Shift is the pre-owned division of Watches of Switzerland, and obviously Mayors is part of Watches of Switzerland. They had that Bell and Ross by Zen. It's like a Zen 103, but with Bell and
Yeah.
Ross in the dial. So they are asking for 2850.
Mm,
Again, not a bad price, but they can be had for a little cheaper. Now they're
yeah.
relatively rare because I don't think Bell and Ross made a lot of those in collaboration with Zen, but definitely something to keep in mind.
Oh yeah.
If you just want the look, the standard 103 for I think $1,600 is good enough.
Yeah. 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 I'd probably spend a little bit more to get the make sure I got the sapphire than the acrylic. I dig the 144. I dig the 144 too. I like them too. Um,
I think if I had to get like a very tool-tastic German diver, I'd probably get the EZM2 with the GSG9 logo. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about, but I think it retail for I think like close to 3 grand. Really, really great watch, and it had the German Special Forces logo on the dial. Again,
yes.
I'm not a German Special Forces guy. I'm not anything, but
Yeah.
it's fun to have that.
No, absolutely too. I don't think they. You know what? Let me. It's probably better to go on Zin's site here. Whoa, Pornhub. That's not good. I typed in Zin and that's what it gets. Okay. Let's see here. Diving watches. Uh, EZM. Do they make it? Is there anything new in the catalog? Is this the only thing that there's? Well, there's a 13.1. Oh, the EZM2.
Honestly, if you have a big wrist and you don't care about the size, the U1 is still the best Zen diver that money can buy. Best bang for your buck. Again, it won't win any, you know, Looker awards.
Hmm.
It is ugly as Zen or Sen, but it'll get you to anywhere you need to be.
Yeah.
You can tell your friend that I have a very tough diver that I can take, into battle or something. But I do like those handsets, even though for some reason our hands look a little tiny. They should be a little bigger.
Yeah. I agree. Hey man, I always go incognito mode, bro. So that SINN, I don't know what happened there, but I always go incognito. So for that particular issue. Anyway, love the 13.1. I do too. It's a good looking watch. Um, Johnny Zinn is a brand ambassador for Zinn. I don't know. Is that? I don't know who Johnny Zinn is.
He's a famous porn star.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's probably why it came up. Um, yeah. Well, okay. So yeah, enough of this. Enough about me. Let's talk
Hmm.
about you, Dib. Let's talk
All
about
right.
you.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? You quitting the hobby again?
Not yet, but some changes were made.
Oh, recently?
The Yeah,
I
I
feel like
mean,
I've been out of touch with losing power in the last couple of days. Like I haven't talked to anybody. So what's happened?
like I got the sapphire sandwich,
Yeah,
traded it for another watch.
yeah.
That watch has been my biggest purchase ever. So I have to, you know,
Are you still happy with it?
I'm
Or
really happy with it.
okay,
I
okay,
mean, like I've been looking at it non-stop all day.
yeah,
But again, it was a huge purchase for me, so I have to calm down. Any additional thought I have of even buying a $200 watch, because everything goes into that watch. So I think if my AD gave me a Daytona tomorrow, I'd be in trouble. I'd be in
yeah,
serious trouble.
yeah,
I hope not. I hope
yeah,
not. But it's a great watch. I have it here.
yeah. You
Uh,
want to show it to everybody, or no? Is there a reveal or
yeah, I don't have anything.
oof, the Snoopy?
It's Apollo 18 Silver
Yeah,
Snoopy
congratulations
that I
again, man.
paid. I had promised myself that I'd never buy a watch over retail, but I paid market price for it, so
Yeah,
it was a healthy amount.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I don't know what cuts. I am going to sell two of my higher end Seikos, the Quartz Tuna and the SLA 043. Now, the annoying thing is I haven't put them up for sale. I don't really want to, just because the market is really bad, and two, you either have like the super low ballers, or just crickets.
Yeah.
We'll see. But this watch has I have forced myself to park my bus. I have one more watch that's coming in, which obviously I have to buy, because I designed it for my local watch group.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna
And you
come
did
out.
a great job by that. I know you can't really reveal it now, but I look forward to the day when you're able to reveal it. But I think you really, from what I've seen, or how you kind of sort of describe it, because I know it's still kind of very secretive. It sounds like it's going to be really, really nice, and I'm looking forward to see it.
Thank you. I was really. I'm stoked
Yeah,
that I got a chance to create. Honestly, and this stays between us. I
yeah,
designed the watch for me.
yeah, 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 yeah. Of course, yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then if other people like it, I'm happy about that too.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just uh, I think it's been a good journey this year, but I need to park my bus and think of what watches I want to keep. I would really hate to take anything out of the main rotation,
yeah,
but I don't know. Next year will tell me what's going to happen.
yeah,
Except the SLA and the tuna, I don't have anything else to sell right now.
yeah. It's
So
a tough spot to be in, especially after you sell those two watches, right? That if there's something that comes up, you really don't have much that you want to trade out of, right?
honestly, and again, this goes back to impulse control.
Yeah,
This was a purely impulsive decision to get the Snoopy,
yeah.
just because
But you wouldn't, but not really though. You've wanted that watch for a really long time.
I've been on the list for a Snoopy since it
Yeah,
came out. I
yeah,
never got it, and I felt like the time was right
yeah,
for the to buy the watch, because there are rumors of it getting discontinued,
yeah.
and if that happens, there will be no way that I'm going to touch it ever.
Right.
So I took a calculated risk. I don't know if it'll pan out or not, based on what the market will be for that watch. But I'm stoked. It's a really great watch. I won't say that it's worth the money I paid for it, because I did pay a lot over, but I feel like my money hasn't been wasted.
Yeah,
Like for the first day. So I got the Snoopy, and again, I'm not wearing it because I'm wearing my Peacock today. But I got the watch, and the watch sits a little tall because
Yeah.
of the animation on the case back. And I was wearing it on a strap, and then I started to have second doubt. Like, I'm like, what did I do? Like, this is stupid. Then I had already ordered the bracelet from the Omega boutique, and once the bracelet came in, I'm like, all right, I think I made the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all in all, it was a very productive week for me. And again, this came out of nowhere. It was a very impulsive purchase, but I'm super stoked. You know,
Toppers has already undercut dib on the SLA 043.
I think I'm gonna put my SLA for 3 for the same price that Toppers did and hope that somebody buys. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it is what it is. The market's bad. Selling a Seiko sucks. So yeah.
Hey, Big Riss is here. How you doing? What's going on? Dibgenta. All right. Um, philosophical dib. Hey, quicker than drawings here. Excellent. Good to see you. Quicker than drawing. Well, I'm all out, man. I'm fresh out of ideas right now. And
So I did you did I hear that you put a deposit down on a certain Zen?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
do,
yeah.
do you know when it's gonna come in, or like did they give a delivery date? Because I feel like anything with Zen nowadays, you have to wait a couple of months to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they it wasn't, it's not available now, right? I mean, I
Mhm.
did have to put in a pre-order in here, and I don't see it on here, so I wonder if it's sold out. But I was told when I ordered it that it would be around November. That's
Mhm.
when they're going to be first shipping out, orders coming in or deliveries going out, first come first serve. And when I woke up that morning and I saw the email, like it was pretty early on, and I made the purchase. I was kind of half asleep. I almost pulled like a dib move, and ordered it like asleep, sleep buying. But so I assume that I'm probably one of the first people
Mhm.
to get that in there. Hopefully sometime in November. Hopefully sometime in November I'll be getting that piece in. Here it is right here. Order this watch. Does it say estimated? I don't really see it. I mean, it may have been in the follow up email when I got from them after I purchased it that they said they were
Mhm.
expecting it in November. Estimated day and month when your specific watch arrival will be dependent on your schedule, on their release schedule. So, yeah, right here. They will not ship until November. Start shipping in November. Which, to your point, Div, I would say that it will probably be even later, right? Probably see it probably in January, February,
See,
from my guess.
that's the one thing that I mean I don't think I'll be able to do going forward is placing a deposit and then hoping that the watch gets here 4 to 5 months from now. Like I've done it like this past year for most of the watches, and any watch that I put a deposit on, like as soon as it came in, it sold.
Yeah.
I sold them, so I never kept it. I'm still waiting on one deposit. You know the story, so
Yep. Yep.
I don't think I can wait. I'm gonna swipe my credit card and I want the watch in 3 days, 2 to 3 business days.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my strategy going forward. There's no pre-orders for me.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I hear you, and I most of the time I'm I'm in the same boat, right? I mean, like I want it, I don't want to wait, but you know what? I feel like waiting for this one is gonna just be good for me.
Hmm.
It's gonna be good for me. It's gonna stave me from being tempted from anything else or going off course now. If I'm gonna really go through with this, getting back into German watch collecting.
Hmm.
So I think it's very important that I am waiting for this piece, and hopefully with that in the back of my mind, I won't pull the trigger on anything else.
Yeah, I
So
mean that's the hope anyway for all of us, right?
yeah,
I like at the at the beginning of the year, I don't. I think I had like deposits down for like 4 or 5 watches,
Yeah,
and
yeah. That
and
is crazy. That would drive me nuts. Yeah,
yeah, it drove me nuts. Like,
yeah,
all right, so I had two Mings,
yeah.
the Belcanto, and my Cartier. So
Right,
four
right.
watches that I put like almost 12 grand in, and I managed to get one deposit back. I sold the Belcanto. I sold the second Ming, two, and the Cartier is still waiting for it.
Yeah. Michael ordered the U50 Pro last year, and it didn't receive it until December. He ordered it in May and didn't receive it December. So good. That's about 6 months, right? Um, let's see here. Some more stories about waiting. Um, Thor's experience 4 to 6 months on pre-orders in. That's been his experience. Thanks, Bruno. Yeah, my only concern is how it's gonna. I mean, it's a thick watch. It's 15 millimeters and a 38 and a half case diameter. I have no issues on how it's gonna fit. I'm just worried aesthetically how it's gonna look because it's gonna be a little bulbous, right? I mean, they're talking about this sapphire crystal on this limited edition being 5 millimeters um, thick. I think it's probably gonna like have be curved or highly domed. So we'll see. We'll see if it aesthetically looks weird. That might be a problem. I have no issue on how it's gonna fit. I know it's gonna fit fine. The dimensions, it's pretty light. It's the head
I
is
think
only
you'll be
75
fine.
grams.
I
Yeah,
think I think bulk of that thickness will be that domed crystal.
right, right,
So
right.
I think you should be good. You know,
Yeah,
it's a great size for a vintage looking chronograph with two sub registers. I don't think you can go wrong with it. You know,
yeah. Um, Bobby Legs, don't make us have a watch that giant have to watch that Giants game. Let's go long. Okay.
I did not realize that the Giants were playing the Cowboys and the Cowboys are trouncing them
Is that right? Is that right?
26-0. I just checked the score.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Karan
And
will remind me.
again, I'm not a NFL fan. I did watch the first game of the season today in Atlanta with the Falcons versus the Panthers. The Falcons won. Yay.
Yep, yep.
Go Atlanta. But yeah, I don't have any insights into American football.
Um, Hobby Lobby, tell us your German five-piece in your lane. Um, does that mean like five German pieces?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably the ones that are in the waiting list,
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. Okay.
have
All
been
right.
listed. Like, all right, which five do you want to get
Okay.
the next?
Okay. So yeah. So that's a good one. I got the 356, the limited one. This one that's on the screen. Either the U50 or the T50, and I'm leaning to the T50 titanium, not the one with the bronze mix on the bezel. Um, I'm leaning on that one. I'd love to add that Pano Reserve one day. So there's three right there. Um, and and I definitely want to go another chrono. Maybe I was on the waiting list for the EZM 13.1, and I had put a deposit down, but I backed out of it, and I'm gonna see if I'm gonna reach out to them and see if if I could still get that watch again at some point with the deposit that I had put in. I do like that EZM series, so that's the EZM 13.1, the Destro or left-handed chrono watch. So that's four, and then a fifth German watch. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to. I don't want to get too bogged down with. I don't want to go dressy again because I just don't have the occasion for it. Even though I do love Benzinger. Again, the price point being a little bit higher than I feel comfortable with at this point. So we'll see about that. Um, but maybe something like a Damasco or even like a Stova, like a proper um, pilot watch, a German pilot watch. You know what I mean? Part of that, those five
I
brands.
think Pilot's watch, like Laco has some good
Yeah,
watches in the very very entry level price range, like $450. Then they have some for like $1,000.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think they have a few in the $2,000 mark where the watch is artificially aged. It gives you the vintage look.
Mm-hmm.
Not the best time to showcase your history from,
Mm-hmm.
when you're flying the Luftwaffe and you have that watch on your wrist
Yeah,
with some Stuka bombers, but they are a very cool piece nonetheless.
yeah.
If you really like that, vintage aged loom, the
Mm-hmm.
case has been dinged, uh,
Yep.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. I do. I may possibly, Bruce, have an inside track to a vintage Zin 903 if it's still available from somebody that I know for purchase. So instead of maybe going Laco, I love that Zin 903. It's very, never timer ish, right? I mean, like, the same design, but this one is an older vintage piece that somebody I know has and has thought about selling it, and we've briefly talked about it. I don't know if it's still available, but
Mm.
that would be another option. So vintage 903, um, T50, a 356, an EZM model, and a Glasuit, um, the Glasuta original
And reserve.
Pano Reserve. That's very Zin heavy, but that's I don't know. That's I have to admit it's what I like. So it is what I like. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with that. James saying you don't wear the Flieger if you're flying over London. Yeah, don't wear it. You don't need an occasion to wear a dressy watch. I wear them every day, and I'm not dressy. Well, here's the yeah, yes and no, Wayman, and I can't wear a dressy watch with a 6 and a 4 year old. I just can't do it because
Mm.
like I'm constantly, we're playing, we're wrestling, we're doing like that, and I don't want to, and I want to keep the watch nice, right? So that's what I mean, like having an occasion for it, right? But if it's one piece that's like that in my collection, I think I could live with it, even though I don't get to wear it as often, or just be my evening watch, like how my Kadoke was. Love the 903, German rebuy, yeah. So Hobby, I think, and Dib and the rest of you guys, so that those are probably the five that I've been thinking about. Um,
Mm.
you know, so
Great value watches,
yeah,
good 5 watch collection if you just want to, go back to just the German watch collection.
yeah. And look, I'll still have my BB 58, and I'll still have my GP is not going anywhere. My PAM's not going anywhere, right? So um, yeah, yeah, and I plan on doing some more, getting back into doing some videos and doing some more. Um, doing like a maybe I was thinking about doing like a German top five or Zen top five. I had done that before. Maybe revisiting that. I did a reference video on the 104 and the 105, and I was thinking of doing it for the 356 and the 358, as well as the 856. So looking forward to do more kind of topic videos like that in the future as well. And I feel still that the German watch content is underrepresented in on the YouTube space. So
Hey, You,
maybe
you
it's
can fill
just
you can fill the void.
it's fill the void.
We are just waiting for those videos to drop. While we hit the like button and maybe add a feisty comment.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I aim to do.
yeah, yes. So I would ask you to smash that like button though, if you could smash the like button. Well, anyway, Dib, look, thanks for joining in, man, and I really appreciate you coming in there. I know we talked about me most of the whole time, so I apologize for that, everyone. but I didn't really have much to go with. So
I mean,
there we go.
I'm a bit. I hate sleeping in the evening, but I did that today, and now it's just like
Now you're
I
ready
know
for it.
my nights like screwed
Shot.
up.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
see. But I did not even have like the full energy because the game was a lot of it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we like went out to eat. All in all,
Hey, my son had his first soccer match yesterday ever.
oh nice.
Yeah. 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 It
What
was
football team does he like, or
w-
has he shown any inclinations?
well. So like he's never watched a soccer match. And so like I think that's he doesn't know how to play the game. They started
Hmm.
practice a couple weeks ago. He really enjoys it. He really loves it. He hates it when practice is over. He gets really upset. It's actually kind of funny. So he's into it. He just doesn't know how to play. He just doesn't know the rules yet. He's 6. It'll come in time, but I think it's very crucial. And you mentioned that, like, what's his team? I think I need to make an effort to expose him to more to any soccer that's on TV. There's also some colleges near me, even taking him to a game, even high school games, just so he can see how other people play. Because this is where we have.
I think for your son, the best way would be if you want to expose him to proper football, as the rest of the world calls it. You need to focus more on the derby matches, like
Okay.
especially like real rivalries in either the UK
Okay.
or Germany or Spain. So, like for example, in Barcelona, if you have a match between Barcelona, sorry, what did I say? So in Spain,
Yeah.
Barcelona versus Real Madrid, or Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur, or Manchester United versus Manchester City, like all these big clubs with like the real long-standing rivalries,
Good
or
point.
AC
Yeah.
Milan versus Inter Milan. I think the environment will help him, kind of understand or
Yeah.
grow the excitement. And
Yeah.
obviously, local matches like seeing it live, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good combination. Seeing like those matches on TV, those rivalry matches, and seeing because what's happening here is that he doesn't know how to get back into position, right?
Hmm.
So he was some of the match he was playing midfield and he was all over the place, and that's something that resonates with him. He could do that, but he was also playing defense at some point. They put him in defensively, so he was running all over the field, not knowing that okay, he's got to stop at a certain point. The coaches were trying to tell him that, but he's just gets excited. He's 6, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so he didn't know when he was playing defense also to even come back even further and try to help his goalie out or try to kick the ball. Like some when it was cute when
Hmm.
people were coming around with the ball at the other team, he would get so excited. He would just like, like flap his arms like that and like jog in place, and he was like, oh, but then like they would just go right past him. So he's got the enthusiasm. He just needs to know what to do, and he's a smart kid. He'll pick it up. But I think I need to show him some people actually playing the game, and then because I don't know it, I didn't grow up playing it, so I'm not a really good resource for him in regards to that. But I can take him to a soccer match. I can show him some rivalry matches, as you said, on TV, and we can have a basically a rudimentary discussion on it because I'm no expert. Um, so yeah. So anyway, excited for that and for him. And my daughter starts tomorrow. Her first practice. So
Nice,
we're all very, very excited. Anyway, Dib, thank you so much for coming tonight. I hope you can fall asleep easy tonight. Hey guys on the chat, thanks again. Next Sunday we'll be back with another episode of WatchTube, and I'll see you Tuesday, provided I don't lose power. I'll see you guys on Tuesday night. Have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your football team. If you're a Cowboys fan, you suck. If you're a Giants fan, come on, just make it a game. All right. See you guys.